Anyway, let's go on to the next side story. Three days after the SSS successfully liberated Crossbow, I found myself being the first of my old classmates to see the city in all its newfound freedom. That's correct, Inspector Regnitz. Yes, we've been expecting you. What an entourage. It's a pleasure to meet you both. No voice acting for Reiner. Ordinarily, the withdrawal of all Erebonian troops and weaponry from Crossbow should have happened immediately after the war. The IDF's occupation had caused a delay, but now it could finally be executed, and overseeing it was our mission. This critical assignment came directly from my father, a task closely linked with Crossbow's independence to boot. Veteran inspectors and Reinford were entrusted with watching over Tangram Fortress and the local military factory, while I was assigned to the city itself, and my primary focus would be the tower the defense force had occupied. The SSS only knows how to do it big, don't they? Can't believe they blew open the side of the building. I heard June is still out of school to help them in dealing with the aftermath. Oh no, it's my older clone. Literally the same character. I remember him from the files related to the SSS. First Division, I think. What was his name again? Never mind, I need to focus on work. Off to the 36th floor, then. It was quite the gargantuan task for Machias to inspect the inside of Org's tower, reviewing each shard of broken glass or overturned base. But while working hand in hand with the local police and CGF, he set out to ensure that no offense caused by the IDF would go unnoticed. The work was exhausting, mentally and physically. Days in, he was still on the clock long after burning the midnight oil. This left no time to go out for drinks with fellow colleagues. It was just him and his work. You could feel the fatigue start to eat away at him. Thankfully, there was a local cafe that had become a small haven for his weary soul. Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials. Thank you. Oh, I forget the name of this place. Sip. There's no better morning ritual than one that starts with a good cup of coffee. Now I can start work with my best foot forward. Hey, check out the Imperial. Oh yeah, a pal of mine in the tower was telling me about having to work with that guy. They fucking look away. Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials. Much obliged. They are the same person. Sip. Nothing like that first cup of the day. Not from across the room. They can't come into contact because the universe would explode. He was determined to do his job well, for the SSS who fought by his side during the Twilight, for all his friends doing what they could back in the Empire, and for his father who believed he could handle such an important task. Little did he know, however, that his hard-earned day off several days later would be spent around his beloved brew. You're all out of dark roast? I'm so sorry, sir. I know it's your go-to coffee. Ours is ground with beans imported straight from Orid, but I'm afraid something's happened that's made it impossible to get back in stock. The owner was saying something about crime being afoot. Wait, what crime is being committed? Oh, sorry, sir. Listen to me go on. Not at all. In fact, do go on. Crime is my business, detective. They keep doing this. Are they gonna nod to each other while they're right next to it? Well, what he said, our morning's just not the same without your coffee. If you don't mind, could you let us speak to the owner of this establishment? Justice Deux. Justice Deux. Yeah, that kind of thing seems to be happening a lot lately. We've got a number of queries about missing parcels, deliveries to the wrong address, and the like. Was it the Capo service stuff again? My hunch is that trade resuming just plain as companies in chaos. I sure hope things calm down soon. Okay, doesn't look like there's anything in this side story, so we're just gonna chill out and just read, I guess. Thank you for your cooperation. I've had a hunch after hearing what the cafe owner had to say, but wow. This runs deeper than it rightly should. It also matches up with several reports the police have received. Several communication and delivery mishaps in the confusion just after Crossbow's liberation were eventually traced to imported goods and sundries disappearing in transit. Right, and there are too many cases for it to all be a mere coincidence. If the staff testimonials are anything to go by, it's not just restaurants either. Any business could fall victim. And all in a way so that they don't even notice there's a pattern. Quite the underhanded operation. Are there multiple perps, or is someone acting alone? What could their MO be? We need to gather information. It occurs to me now that it's rather late, but I was sent from the Empire on a work-related business at Orcus Tower just last week. My name is... You're Inspector Machias Regnitz, I know. Alex Dudley of the CPD's 1st Investigative Division. So you knew who I was this whole time. From reports related to the SSS, I'm guessing. The 1st Division deals in foreign affairs as well, so naturally I know about you. Your father being Representative Regnitz and you being a member of Class 7 puts you on our radar more than any report. Right, I'm sure. Don't let me knowing that frees you up on me. For the first time in quite a while, I'm not on the clock, but I'm not about to sit back when my coffee is in danger. I have no shortage of ordeals to face in the day to come. They're both the same character. I know I said it before, but it's just, I can't get over it, and I won't let that be mired by the loss of one of my life's simple pleasures. Oh. So, Inspector Regnitz, might I request your cooperation with my independent investigation? I think Dudley is also like a fiend about good shoes, so I wonder if they're gonna bond over that hobby as well. I realize this is out of our respective jurisdictions, but I hope you might say yes as a fellow lover of coffee. Of course, I'd be happy to assist. Thus, the two formed an unusual bond and opened up an investigation for their beloved bitter beans. Beans! A real human being. Their first stop was inside the department store, where Machias questioned his old partner Pattery. I like how they keep bringing in older characters. The reputable trader Harold Hayworth was next on the list, and he suggested they visit each district to interview the city's merchants. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Use that route all the time myself. Lucky for me, I was sure to move some things around ahead of time, so we're not hurting stock-wise. I'm thinking whoever's behind it's either green as grass in the underworld, or they straight have no fear of death, or both. But what makes you think that? I don't mind answering, but it's going to cost you, though I think I can afford to give you a friendly discount, detective. Huh, I would have thought he'd have a bigger problem with her line of work. So that's about everything we could figure out. It is doing a lot more harm to the locals than I ever would have realized. It's an incredible help, so thank you. The junior SSS is everything I'd hoped for and more. We got child informants now. With all the SSS does for us, we're always down to cover for him. Ask us for help whenever you need it. I certainly will. I'm sure I'll be back at some point. He's quicker to think on his feet than I gave him credit for. I wonder why I didn't see this side of you coming. I just hadn't pegged you as the type to have connections to Nain Valley or a back alley bar. Any detective worth his salt knows there are valuable clues to be derived from the underground. I suppose I'm not the only one who's had his expectations flipped then. You're file already like you'd be more resistant to going off book. Thought you'd be more straight-laced. Don't take this the wrong way, but that applies more to you than me. I've still got a ways to go. Crossbell's independence is at stake. I can't afford to let my inexperience as an inspector be what screws it up. I don't, Now, where's the next bar? Whoa there, sir. Whoops, sorry about that. Not at all, I should have stepped out of the way. If I recall, this guy works in general affairs at Orcus Tower. Those glasses. I remember you! You're that inspector from the Empire. Got that ID at the door, got all the paperwork in order. You're just a hell of a hard worker. I'm guessing it's easy for an Imperial to finish what Imperial started, huh? That isn't how I would put it. You know, I've been hearing lots of stories about fraud picking up here again. If they keep that up, they might start calling this place the City of Sin, the way they did before the SSS cleaned the place up. That's you bastards' fault. You just come in and start tearing down everything we built. Hey, that's enough. Let's punch him in the face. I understand lips are loose when drunk, but any more out of that mouth and it'll be interfering with official business. Huh? Wait, I seen you around too. What are you doing, you moron? Stop heckling random people on the street. Sorry about him. He gets like this when he drinks too much. Detective Dudley and Inspector Regnitz? Oh god, I am so sorry my friend said anything rude. I think he's just been doing too much OT since the liberation. Too much overtime. Come on, man, let's go. I know it's our day off, but you drank way too much, I tell you. Sure, I can still go for more. That face. If you could stay for just another minute, your friend here mentioned something about fraud being on the rise. Do you happen to know anything about that? We're in the middle of an investigation, so anything at all you could share with us would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you know, I think I might. There's been this suspicious merchant who's been selling knockoffs of brand name goods. Retailers around here have been getting inquiries from customers on them. We were thinking of giving a heads up to the police about it, so your timing is perfect. Would you like the names of the stores that were notified? That'd be great, thank you. After their new lead from an unexpected source, they went right to visiting the stores specified. They were more than happy to give obvious tells for the knockoffs. The similarities between each account were almost astounding. Then, with plenty of new information in hand, they agreed to find a place to sift through their findings while resting their feet. I wonder if this is going to be related to someone we know. Maybe the old granny out of hell. There was no better spot for a sit-down than a certain bakery on West Street. Maybe she escaped prison after all the hubbub with the Empire and just kept on going. We've managed to collect a fair bit of information. Indeed, such as how the victims up to this point have dealt in import brands and foodstuffs. Brands like the Quincy Company and Strega Corporation are among them. Okay, bringing up the candy and the shoes. Wherever these are sold, the merchant has appeared to offer the exact same products for a much lower price. These alternatives, however, are inferior knockoffs. By the time this is discovered, the merchant has already disappeared. I think there is a connection here. Almost undoubtedly, it ties into our current case. So fraud and counterfeit goods, huh? You're still worried about what that man said earlier. You shouldn't be. Being a Erebonian does not mean you have to shoulder the responsibilities of your entire country. Thank you, I appreciate that. but to me he represents the majority of Crossbow's people. It makes me feel like I can't do anything to make them feel better, as an Imperial citizen and as an inspector. I see. You really are so much like me in my younger years. How so? You like to wear the same kinds of clothes, and your hair is identical. Also, your eye color for some reason is the same. You also wear glasses. Is that a shotgun I see on your holster? You're deeply serious with a strong sense of justice that makes you want to live up to the expectations placed upon you. But now, suddenly, all that pressure has become so immense that it's suffocating you. Is that it? I don't know. No, you might be right. With the Chancellor now gone, the Empire is racing toward a new era. Amidst all this, my dad is now the representative Chancellor of the entire country. The first step we need to take for this new era is to restore and stabilize our relationship with Crossbow. I believe he is expecting of me the kind of inspection results that will work to that end. And yet here I am, with my hands full with just the stuff immediately right in front of me. I can't help but hate how much of a good-for-nothing guy I am. Sip. I hope you won't mind me countering this, but I think you should be more confident in yourself, Machias. You chose the thorn-filled path of being an inspector despite how difficult it was going to be. And against your young age, you've been entrusted with the most important aftermath of restorations after the war. These more than prove you're qualified, and it means you absolutely can live up to the expectations your dad has of you. I get panicked when I don't produce results quickly enough. But it's a brew truly at its most divine when the beans have been roasted longer. What? What? I sure hope... I'm sure you understand what I mean as a fellow lover of coffee. Oh boy. Maybe it'll take a bit longer to produce results, but better to take it slow and steady than run myself into the ground. That's the way. Sip. Oh, hello, Detective. And to you too, Inspector. I don't know if I've ever seen you two in the same place before. If I recall, you're from that former law office, aren't you? I asked if he'd be willing to cooperate with an investigation of mine. We're just taking a short break. What investigation, if I may ask? Is it about that dealer of counterfeit goods? Been keeping up with the times, have you? Yeah, Grace has been all over it. I got to thinking about how the SSS once worked on a similar case. I was going through some old leads and... What? Would you mind showing us those leads? If we can get our hands on some evidence, I might be able to get the First Division to make an arrest. Oh, I don't mind at all. You've done so much for me in the past, Detective. How could I say no? Oh, but keep it a secret from Grace. If she finds out, she might end up forcing her way to a front seat on your investigation. I can picture it now. We'll keep that in mind. It's going to be the bat out of hell, isn't it? Oh no. Wait, is it also this guy? What was his name? Milith? Minith? I've really hit the jackpot this time, haven't I? Crossbow never failed to disappoint me. Well, save for a few sour moments. I couldn't be happier about our business arrangement myself. They're really just bringing these two in, huh? It's much easier to get things done this way. That's my line. I hope we can continue the most profitable of relationships. Oh, don't tell me she also brought back the terrorists that she saved. If Crossbow regains its independence, then it may become much easier to do business than it was under Imperial rule. I'd welcome the return of a prime hunting ground for folks like us. Ha ha ha. Hehehe. Ho 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 ho. Wah ha 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 ha. I cannot believe it. The joke's on you. What's this? And who might you two be? Well, if it isn't Minith the Conman and the infamous counterfeit dealer from Kalmar. So you're the small fry that used to cause so much trouble in Crossbow. Did she never get a name? I guess she didn't. She's just the bat out of hell. The files that the CPD has on you from last time came in handy. We know everything you've been up to. Surrender peacefully. So this is because of that pesky SSS, is it? Heh, in that case, what perfect timing! I've been looking for a chance to express my gratitude for all they did for me. He's completely flipped the switch. He'll wake up the whole city at this rate. I've had my run-ins with the SSS as well. If you're friends of theirs, then this is an excellent opportunity to relieve some stress. Yeah, sorry. It's time to get to work. We'll use sheer force to bring you past to your knees. Get out here, you lackeys. Teach these four-eyed lettuce heads a lesson. Well, then, no one's coming. Where the hell are they? Oh dear. How did the cops find out about the meeting spot? Damn it, this is why I hate working with crooks that always get caught. Was that directed at me? I told you, we're still 2 steps ahead of you. The entire department will be here soon. I hope you don't think you can get away. Aren't we clever? All we have to do is break past you, and we can run this racket over and over again. And if you won't step aside, then we'll force you to out of our way. Get him! Sorry. I'm surprised the lady isn't just jumping into the water and swimming away. Have it your way, we're more than prepared to respond. I'm counting on you, Inspector Regnitz. Like, steal a boat. Just go to Michelin or something. Oh, we don't get to play? Damn. And then there were 2. Ah, those worthless idiots. Those worthless idiots. What a truly tragic end. For you! As if I'd give up so easily. Damn, he just shot his hand off. Oh. Damn. It's all over for you. I still have 1 weapon left. My body! How did that work? Now do you get it? This is the Iron Hammer of Justice! She's actually just stealing a boat. Okay. Makes sense. Eat my dust, you bastards! I'll always have a place to escape, so long as there's an horizon to reach. What the? Why won't the engine start? I tried to tell you, of course we already discovered your getaway plan. So we got out ahead of time and cut the engine. You're welcome to try swimming away from here, though. How could you? Well, Miss Counterfeit Dealer Minute. She has no name. You've escaped justice in the past due to your status as foreigners, but that ends today. Crossbell and its laws are evolving. I'll put in a good word for you to see to it that you get tried here. Best of luck. Is this really how it ends? Our plan was perfect. How could this happen? Is she really not going to try to swim away? Damn. I guess age has finally caught up to her. I'm so sad that we didn't have like another train escape. Here's your coffee. Boy, I think my jaw about hit the floor when I heard the case had been solved. Thanks to you two, it barely put a dent in business. We owe you one. So the owner said it's on the house today. Oh well, thank you. Only today? Sip. Sip. Now they sit in the same table.
やはり朝はこのブレンドに限りますね。ああ、体に染み渡るようだ。朝といえばこうでなくてはな。
I wonder if they wanted to make Machias look like Dudley from the start, or if they were like late in development and then at some point they were like, wait. Just looking back into the other games, like, wait. Aren't these two like the same character? Why did we do this? I wonder how that happened. And then they were best friends forever. 5,000 Mira as a reward. Oh, and a recipe. Okay. That's important. I need to actually use it though, right? Yes. Just to splend. I think there's a mission for getting all recipes. At least prepare 21. Okay, I need 2 more.